Hey kids, you're listening to the internet's wettest podcast about video games, consoles, and pancakes. The SML Podcast. Prepare for the SML Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is the SML Podcast. I am your host, Joe. Joining as usual, Bri, and Jacob are here. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. Aki, are you going to say yay?
That was weird.
I don't know. Somebody dropped out.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I went to go push one button and I pushed a different button by accident. I blame Jacob.
What? That's not how that works.
Yes, it is. I just blamed you, did I not?
Well, yeah, but that's not actually how it works. No.
Yes, it is.
That's crap.
See, when you're talking to Jacob, you need to have this button.
I'm going to need you to fuck off, sir.
You want Outright Games to hear that?
Yes.
To Jacob? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
They need to know the truth.
I'm pretty sure that, Stevie expects that from us. So, God bless that man. He puts up with so much crap from us.
Deals with so many Bluey jokes.
He really does.
Poor guy.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Bluey jokes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's also a parent, but he doesn't like it, and so
Being a parent?
yeah,
There.
no Bluey, and so every single time we were
Bluey.
like, "You what?"
I love Bluey.
Oh yeah, no, we love it in our house too.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, we've told you before to watch it. Come on.
Yeah, maybe one day I might listen to something you have to say.
Yeah, but if Bree's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I think you should watch it," you'd be like,
And I'd probably watch it immediately.
I'm gonna totally watch it immediately because I eat my own farts.
I mean, I live in the house and I don't open the windows very often, so kind of, I guess.
Oh my god.
I fart in the milk jugs and drink them.
No.
Yes, that's what you do. Yep.
No,
How was your
you
week?
do that. You do that into a jar and then you sell it online.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, but Aki's on roll. I don't know if she could get away with that.
I'm
don't
still
know.
Also,
I could.
Also, I mean, if you sold your bathwater, it would probably, the Center for Bacteriology would probably, want to have, a sample of that.
They just don't need to know. It's fine.
Hey, stop staring at the camera.
Anyway.
Joe's just staring at me, wishing it would all end.
Yeah.
I had a really good time over the weekend. I went to a really cool event. It's called the Really Really Free Market.
Oh, you've told me about that before. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's this cool event where everything is free. It's kind of like a swap meet or something, but everybody just brings stuff that they want to get rid of, and they walk around and they pick things up that they want. And everybody just sort of pitches in. It's run by an anarchist group, mostly college students.
Hell yeah.
As much as you can run something like that, it sort of runs itself. People bring food. People bring services. They were doing bike repairs. There were people doing haircuts. I mean, there's all kinds of cute people there.
No, you can't get cute girlfriends for free, Aki. I'm pretty sure.
I heavily disagree with that statement. But
I'm pretty sure that was covered by the Emancipation Proclamation.
There's a lady that just writes poems on the spot. You just give her a name or a topic, and she'll write you a poem. You just walk around and pick stuff, and then come back and check in with her. She's really cute. I don't know if she's single.
Did
you get a poem about Jacob?
I could next time I see her.
You should.
Oh no, I'm afraid.
His name's Jacob. Okay, and tell me about him. He's an
Long
asshole.
face and fart knocker.
An asshole. Have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jacob, you're an asshole. You're a little asshole.
No. It's a
No,
poem,
it would be a
not
stupid
song.
little bitch, but yes.
Oh, we could work it into a song.
Poetry is just the marriage of image and sound. So, I mean, they work a lot as music.
Yeah. Aki, how was your weekend?
When's the next one of these, Bri?
They happen once a month, like that.
Oh crap! Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
going to be getting a poem written about me within a month. Great.
Yep.
Maybe
Deal
as
with it.
early as the beginning of November.
Jeez.
Hell yes.
Oh,
Please be kind.
Don't.
I'm
Be as
also
mean
a
as
poet, and
possible.
I could just do it myself.
Oh no.
Yes.
I mean, I'd feel honored, but at the same time, I'd be fearful of what was going to be said.
Let the evil flow through you and do it.
I write dumb cat poems from the perspective of cats.
Oh, you can write one about a cat pissing
I
on
don't-
Jacob.
I don't know how that's going to make me feel better, but
I never said it was going to make you feel better.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh,
should have known that one.
yeah. Fair. Very fair. I should have. But then that would mean I'd have to pay attention to things Jacob says, and
I don't even pay attention to things Jacob says.
Every topic it evolves into awfulness with you horrible, horrible people. I got a
that's
new
'cause I'm a
desk.
horrible person. Awesome.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
My old desk is been falling apart for quite a while. It's just getting rickety and it needed an upgrade. And we went to a furniture store and we were like, hey, what do you have for desks? And they're like, did you know that like no one carries desks anymore?
No.
When COVID happened and everyone was working at home, everyone was buying desks. They stocked desks out the ass because they were selling like crazy. Now everyone's going back to work. No one has fucking desks anymore because no one's buying them.
Crazy.
Well, it should mean that they have all their old inventory left.
No, they don't have any more because they haven't been selling. So we got a floor model
Oh, nice.
because it was the only one in like their entire system. It was originally a $1,200 desk. We got it for $498 on clearance.
Nice.
Very nice.
It is beautiful. It is sturdy. It is mighty and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now we're rearranging my office. So when people watch the stream, you could see different stuff in my background.
Yay!
Eventually, the couch is going to be turned the long way and going to be nice. We're going to have a roomier room.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Jacob, how was your week?
Busy. I don't just like lots of work crap. And I didn't get to play all the stuff I wanted to. I still have yet to fire up Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Wow.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
I
yesterday
honestly
was my day
figured
off.
review games would be secondary to playing more of that.
It usually would be, but I had a bunch of stuff I had to take care of yesterday on my day off, and so I was just driving all over the place. I never even got a chance to fire it up, so I'm going to be doing
You
that
have
after.
neglected poor Timon and Pumbaa.
How do you think I feel? I haven't even gotten to redeem my Loungefly bag yet.
Beside myself.
I don't have my special Halloween Loungefly bag, so it's just
Go do it now.
I can't.
Why?
We're on the show.
And it
Why
would
can't
take
you
me
just
5
log
hours
to your
to manage
Xbox
it.
and start it?
Because I'm upstairs?
I.e., he's lazy.
Well, no, I can't just walk away from here and just start up Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Yes, you can.
No, I really can't.
What are you
We all
on?
give you permission.
What do you mean? What am I on? I mean, Zoloft.
I mean,
Well,
aren't you on your
so-
phone with a headset?
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm not that's up. That's
So what are you
downstairs.
tethered to?
Nothing. He just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the show
Lazy.
is technically more important than that right
Purnell
now.
drove to Best Buy during a show.
And he used to do his laundry while doing it, too.
Yeah, he's
Hasn't
also
done
way
that in a
more.
while.
He's also his laundry? How would you know? That's weird.
No, on stream.
Oh. But, yeah, I mean, that just involves me doing a bunch of walking around, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear me more than usual, so
True.
no.
Yeah. Steps are a bastard these days. My knee is so
Fucking gravity
shot for today. Oh my god! From carrying the desks,
so many blowjobs. Oh,
moving my computer to the new desk, having to run all the cables everywhere, getting up and down. Oh, my knee is just killing me.
Yeah.
Aki, how was your
old Joe?
My weekend was pretty good. I finished some Gunpla, and I went and collected a couple bookshelves for free, and they were trash, and they wouldn't work. They're gone already. And then I learned I was getting 2 really good bookshelves next month for free. So,
Nice.
woot. And then I'll be able to finally start posting pictures of Gunpla again, because I'll have a place to put the fucking things.
Yay!
Yeah, it's great. I have like 20 or so I've already built, and I need to take pictures of. So it'll be nice to finally get those taken care of. Other than that, I was working on review games, like always, because I'm married to my work.
Wait, are you calling your Gunpla your work?
No, I'm calling reviewing video games my work.
Ah, okay.
Gunpla isn't work. That is pleasure, pure pleasure.
For a second, it said like you said, your pleasure, not pure pleasure. You said Jacob.
I don't care about Jacob's
your pleasure.
Ugh.
Jacob, you are.
Oh
pleasure.
God, no!
Oh, I know.
Horrific. Okay, I don't feel good anymore. My week has now been ruined. Thank you.
It's the only reason why Aki's still on the show.
After dark.
Oh no!
She's too nervous to see me in real life, and so she just stays on the show. What do you mean you've seen me?
I've seen pictures of you.
Well,
and that's
I'm sure you have.
Close as I need to see anything about you in real life.
Well, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to control yourself otherwise.
Yeah, I don't need to vomit that much.
Yes, Bri.
There's an opportunity for you to meet me in real life. Is that something you're gonna take the opportunity for?
Possibly. I mean, when?
Soonish. A couple weeks.
Where?
We'll talk more.
Oh,
we'll talk more.
Are you gonna be up in the Lancaster-ish area?
No, not exactly.
Oh. What do you mean, not exactly?
Motherfucker, do you not understand the term "we'll talk later," motherfucker? Jesus. She said we'll talk later, and then you proceed to keep going.
Aki, how long have you known me?
Entirely.
You should know by now.
Long.
You should know by now I'm fucking dense. Like.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, Bri, we'll talk.
All right.
Be welcome. Jealous, Aki. Jealous.
I am extremely jealous.
I hate doing this show. No.
I do not blame you at all.
You're like 2 episodes away from 1,000, and you're like, yeah, it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, it's about time to hang it up. Hang up the microphone. It's been a good run.
Was it a good run?
No, not at all. No, we're close to it.
Fair.
Oh, should we talk news?
Let's do that.
I'm just going to tell you right now I don't have any, so you can go ahead and skip that question.
Oh my God, no way.
I know, right? But Joe always asks, and I feel like he gets his hopes up for no reason, and it just feels bad every time.
No, I don't get my hopes up at all. I'm just, surprised when you do have news.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah, it's a pleasant surprise. It's like, oh my God.
Now I don't feel bad.
She's got something to talk about for once. That's not Gunpla.
Damn it.
Or boobs.
Hey!
What about moobs?
Y'all can talk about that. I don't need anything to do with that.
Dark.
PlayStation Plus. Their game catalog update has been announced. Some good stuff coming this month. Dead Island 2.
Nice. That is
Campus.
A fantastic game.
Okay.
Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me.
Ooh.
Grease.
Nice.
Very nice.
Return to Monkey Island.
Okay.
Hold it. Wait. Grease is the name of the game?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Gris, Grease, French.
Oh. Okay. I thought it was like based on the musical.
No.
Oh, I would love a game about Grease the musical.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was vaguely excited for a moment because I was like, oh, I wonder how they'll do that. But now I'm less excited.
Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed.
Oh, nice.
I don't know anything about that one.
Here's a good one.
It's a good one.
Firefighting Simulator The Squad.
Nice.
That's been on my wish list for a while.
Overpass 2.
I don't know that one
I don't know
either.
I don't know what that one is.
And Tour de France 2023.
I mean, good for
I'm
those
sure
kids.
someone's going to like that somewhere.
Isn't that game
probably.
2 years old now?
Maybe.
Well, last year, I think.
Does it matter how old it is?
And Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands is returning to PlayStation Plus.
Not terrible.
PlayStation Plus Premium, PlayStation VR 2 is getting The Last Clockwinder.
Okay.
I don't know anything
Premium
about that
member.
either.
And then the classics PS4 game R-Type Dimensions EX.
don't
The
know that either.
PS2 game Siren.
Nice.
The PS1 game Dino Crisis.
Ooh.
Dino Crisis. Nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I believe if you don't own it, like, or if you don't subscribe to the thing, it's like $10 to buy. So
Very
I'm
nice.
probably going to buy that.
Sounds fun.
So a pretty good month for PlayStation Plus, the game catalog update.
Yep.
Good month for PC gamers. October 29th, they are finally getting to play Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Nice. One of the singular best pieces of DLC I think I've ever played. Fucking loved that DLC.
I loved Undead
Never
Nightmare.
got to play it.
We need
Oh,
to
Horror
change
Acolyte, going back a bit to Greece. Horror Acolyte saying, I thought you didn't pronounce the S. The only reason I pronounce it Greece is because during the One Game Awards, the Muppets gave an award to Greece, and they gave it to geese instead.
that.
I mean,
Like
To be
bird
fair-
geese.
to be fair, I mean, like Kermit the Frog is a very trustworthy video game commentator, so I that's totally understandable why
Yeah.
you would do that.
So I trust the Muppets. I trust in them.
Also, Grease is the
Check
word.
out the fucking Muppet, but okay.
Well, no, I'm not fucking a Muppet. Like, I mean, I don't know. Miss Piggy's kind of hot.
LittleBigPlanet
Yeah, it
3
would.
for the PS4 is getting delisted along with all DLC October 31st. It's been a battle between PlayStation and hackers with this game. They've been like exploiting it and causing problems with the service, so they're just killing it.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But they're at least giving people a heads up that you have until the end of the month to buy what you want.
Yeah. Fair, I guess.
Grab it
That
up.
sucks.
Goat Sim Remastered is launching November 7th.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Yay. And then Goat Sim. Perfect timing injury with a sub. The yay right there was perfectly timed. Thank you
Well,
for the
thank
gift
you.
sub to Aki.
Yeah. That's
Look
awesome.
at that.
I appreciate that. I guess today I'm going to be entering whatever giveaway we have going on for them.
They're going to be for just PlayStation Game Week. I'm just kidding. We don't give away PlayStation games.
Nor should we.
No. Next week during 1000, we'll actually have a handful of keys for other platforms to give away along with the Xbox. Might as well reveal a couple of things. We're going to have, thanks to our friends at Tinsley PR, we've got Keylocker for PlayStation, Switch, and PC. The Plucky
Nice.
Squire for PlayStation and PC. And Squirrel with a Gun for PC.
Nice.
Also nice.
Yes, and that's in addition to like an
A
AFIL
bunch of
Games
other stuff.
bundle, 3 Forever Entertainment bundles, 2 Red Deer bundles, Funko Fusion, Lollipop Chainsaw, Matchbox Driving Adventures, and Capcom hooked us up with a full game bundle for Street Fighter 6.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Including the Year 2 Ultimate Pass.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Now, is this going to be like one person wins it all, or
yes.
is it
for the Street Fighter 6 full bundle, yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like 5 codes for one person.
I meant like all the games. Like,
oh, no. We're not doing a massive winner take all this time. We're just doing a bunch of giveaways and code drops. We're going to have Carnage doing Carnage Claws activities in chat. Just dropping codes all night.
Sweet.
I might try for that Street Fighter 6 because I've heard really good things about that. Apparently, it's really
try to let a viewer
friendly.
win that one. That's a big one. We got to let the viewers win stuff.
I'm
Hey,
a viewer too.
yeah, we're watching right now. We're viewers.
I almost always have this up. Not always, but almost always.
You're awful.
I know. I'm a terrible person.
You were
Goat
saying about
Sim-
Goat Sim.
Goat Sim 3 hitting Xbox and PS4 October 24th. Xbox One and
Yes.
PS4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not just on the series anymore. And
MechWarrior 5 Clans is apparently slated for Game Pass release when it debuts on the 17th.
Awesome. Go Cry Tears of Blood, everybody.
You're going to be talking about that one next week, aren't you?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know when exactly we're talking about it.
Should be next week.
Okay. Then yeah, next week. Sure.
New Power Wash DLC is out now with 10 new achievements for $8, celebrating Shrek.
Awesome.
yep.
Did you buy it
Can't
yet?
wait to play that. Yeah.
So did I.
Nice.
I had to. I saw it in the store. I'm like, yep, I got $8. You know what I don't have? I don't have $100 for Nintendo's new alarm clock.
Yeah, that was a weird announcement.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Like, what the heck was their idea behind it?
It's a Nintendo clock that does Nintendo shit with the Nintendo characters, and it's $100. Got like a screen on it that the characters will come out and dance and play.
I mean, like I saw that, but I mean, like, how long? I mean, what are they going to do? What do you do with it when it because if Nintendo's not going to support it eventually? Like how long do they plan on adding stuff to it? Yeah, but it's
why are
like
they
it's
gonna add stuff. The clock.
Well, they would add it's probably able to be connected to Wi-Fi.
I haven't heard anything. It's going to have like 15 things on there. I don't know if they're going to.
I thought they said that they were going to add more.
Are they?
Yeah. Now I have to dig up the article again because like you started talking about it, so I closed it out.
Why would you close it out?
Shouldn't have done that.
Here we go.
As for what they're planning, who knows? They did sell a bunch of people a bunch of fucking cardboard.
Oh, link your Nintendo account and use built-in Wi-Fi to download additional scenes featuring Mario Kart and Animal Crossing. Free updates as they become available. So yeah, they'll update it, but it does not communicate any info to Nintendo. It says software update required.
What I like is that it's meant for single people. It can't detect a specific person. So if multiple people are sleeping in the same bed within the range of the sensor, the alarm will stop when one person gets out of bed, but may restart it once it detects that there's somebody in bed. So the alarm will just keep going off as long as everyone's in bed or people are in bed.
It's the Alarmo clock. Yes, it's called Alarmo.
I don't know.
That's a choice.
Let me repeat the important part. It's $100
For an alarm clock. Yeah.
for a fucking clock.
I like Devolver's tweet about it. Just a matter of time before someone mods an Alarmo to allow a group of Pikmin cheering you on during sex.
I love Devolver.
Uh,
Oh, man. That's the news I have. Aki, you said you have nothing, right?
Correct.
Bri, what about you?
there is a sequel to Alien Isolation in early development.
Ooh.
Let's see.
And
Got
also, they're
most
doing a big
stuff.
re-release of the soundtrack.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're releasing it on vinyl in like a alien blood green, and also you're going to be able to buy it on cassette as well because hipsters.
There's some rumblings over at Ubisoft that they're struggling and coming up with new, strategies to try and make money after their share prices fell to their lowest in over a decade.
Yeah, they might take
Talking
it
about
private again.
privatizing. Yeah, they're looking at
Jacob,
some
it's
interesting
Bri's
things.
news. Let her talk
Sorry,
about it.
I was adding to the conversation.
We can share.
Wait
Never
until there's a
share with
lull
Jacob.
in her talk before you're like, oh, they're going to privatize.
And don't share with Jacob. That's cruel to yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Y'all mean.
Yes.
All right. The only other news I have is movie watch news.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Hold on. We got a button for this. It's Movie Watch. There.
I fucking love that still.
So yeah, I came across an IGN article that I thought was worth sharing some of the stuff in the list. That there's all these movies apparently in development with dates to be announced. But there's a whole huge list of movies besides Sonic the Hedgehog and Minecraft that we know about. There's new Five Nights at Freddy's. There's Street Fighter. There's a Zelda movie, Ghost of Tsushima.
Hold on. Whoa. Go back to Street Fighter. What?
There's supposedly a Street Fighter movie due out in 2026.
Okay.
They're going to be doing a sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movie, Ghost of Tsushima. Until Dawn, I think I already heard about that. The Sims.
That actually just finished filming.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 2, Return to Silent Hill, Death Stranding, Days Gone, Dredge, Detective Pikachu 2. There's a Stray movie, a BioShock movie, Space Channel 5, and Comic Zone.
All right, hold on.
These are all the ones on the list. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, BioShock, I'll believe it when I see it. Like that thing's
Fair.
been in development since like 2010 when Gore Verbinski was attached to it.
Well, supposedly there's still rumblings for it, but yeah, I thought that was just a nice little list of things to keep our eyes out for more information.
Crash Rando mentioned that Sega announced a Shinobi movie.
There you go.
Whatever.
So yeah, that was all my news. You got more movie news, Jacob?
No, actually, my movie news was saying that Until Dawn is finished filming.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's Movie Watch. There.
But yeah, that's the end of my news.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you got?
Tequila Works is laying off a bunch of its staff as it's trying to restructure. They're the folks who made Rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
And 343 Industries has become Halo Studios, and they're moving to Unreal Engine as well. So some people think that this means that we're going to be getting Halo on PlayStation pretty soon. And they're apparently going to branch out from other than just first-person shooters and just developing all sorts of different Halo games. So
they're giving Infinite a third-person mode this year, aren't they?
Yeah, that's coming soon. Which, I mean, like, I don't know if that's really that weird. I mean, like, we used to hop into third person all the time when you'd rip a Gatling gun off of a Warthog and stuff like that. So it's like, you were in third person then too. Like,
it might make it easier for me because I'm not good at first person games. Third person might make it easier for me.
With your skills, I doubt anything's going to make it easier unless they turn it into a Rock Band game.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Hey, I've never claimed to be nice, just honest. There's a difference.
Fuck you.
Entirely fair.
The only other news
Aki.
I'm gonna need you to fuck off,
Ma'am.
sir.
Fair.
The only other news I have is Hindenburg Research, which they pretty much provides company information for stock portfolios, and they have a tendency of, cutting through all the bullshit and finding out what's actually going on. They report that Roblox is being dishonest about its daily active user account, and has far different internal numbers from what it's providing to its investors. And the company, they tell investors, oh, well, we can't track multiple accounts. Yes, they totally can. And also, they're doing nothing about all the perverts on there as well, because they make them money. And so, yeah.
Good job, Roblox.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? All right. Anything else anyone want to talk about? Or are we diving into reviews?
Let's do reviews.
Anyone else have an opinion? Are we good?
I'm sleepy, so...
I'm always for Bri's opinions.
What if her opinion is like, you smell like poo gas?
Well, then, I might. Who knows?
I trust her.
Yeah, I trust her sense of smell better than my complete lack of it, so,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to be even more interesting when I get to that note in my review. All right, anyway.
Aki smells like poo gas.
That's a really weird note to have for a controller review, but
There is a smell component to this controller. We'll talk about that.
Oh boy. Well, let's get to it. The first item to talk about tonight is the PDP Victrix Pro BFG wireless controller, designed and sold by Victrix PDP and Turtle Beach, available in white and black for Xbox and PC, PS5 and PC for $179.99. Built for gaming, built for gold, built for greatness. No matter what the BFG and Pro BFG stands for, this modular controller was built to win everyday matches or win esports competitions. Engineered to fit your play style, packed with tons of customizable options, the Pro BFG wireless controller is the new standard in console and PC gaming. Bri, tell us about your time with the Xbox version of the Victrix Pro BFG wireless controller, and I will chime in some thoughts on the PS5 version of the Victrix Pro BFG. So why don't you start us off? Tell us what this thing is.
Well, I was going to say the first thing is the BFG stands for built for gaming, but you can call it what you want. There were some other options in there, built for gold and so on. Prices
but
and
it isn't a big
feature-wise,
fucking gun, and that's sad.
It is not, I know, but I felt like I needed to address the BFG right up front because
Bri's a fucking
somebody
gamer.
else said the same thing to me. That's not what that stands for, and I was like, well, then we're going to just make that the first line of my review. All right. Prices and feature-wise, it puts this controller in the same class as the Elite controller. I've never had an Elite, but I did try to look up comparison specs, and they seem to have a lot of similar features. I would also note that there are different versions of this controller for the PlayStation. I got the Xbox because Xbox. Some features and color selections are different for PlayStation. There's a bunch of different color options that you have as well that are pretty cool, like for Tekken and stuff like that. But let's talk technical specs about the Xbox version. This controller is built for Xbox. It works wirelessly with a USB dongle or a transmitter on an Xbox One or a Series console. You can also connect via Bluetooth to Android, PC, and other smart devices that use it. You can switch to a wireless mode by pressing, or like the Bluetooth mode, by pressing the Xbox and menu buttons and holding it for 4 seconds. It'll stay in Bluetooth mode until you use the same method to switch it back. So really easy to just switch this over to my PC if I want to do that, and then switch it right back. Just you get that connection once and it's pretty good. Additionally, you can...
It's a little different with the PlayStation one, where there's an actual switch, a physical switch on the controller that you have to slide between PS5, PS4, and PC, and another switch between wired and wireless. Yeah.
Okay.
A little different on
Additionally,
that.
Yeah, you can connect and play with a USB-C, and it comes with a nice 3-meter long braided purple cord that you can use to charge the battery. It has built-in 2000 mAh battery. It has up to 20-hour battery life. I use rechargeable batteries now, and my packs usually last a day, so I'm already doing better with the 20 hours.
Here's
I usually
a quick
won't pass
question
a day.
about the cord for you. Did you have
Yes.
issues with the cord?
No.
Because I had issues using the controller with a cord that was not the included cord.
Okay.
It lost a lot of functionality. And then I tried using my Elite with the purple cord, and I lost a lot of functionality. So I believe you need to use the special cord just for that controller and not for other devices. I think
That
there's
might
some
be a
kind
thing.
of power issue with that. I don't know if it's the same with the Xbox version. Like if there's
I was able to charge with just a regular USB-C. I actually used the ones for the Turtle Beach headphones. I had to click. It clicks a lot harder, I feel like, is the best way to just like, you have to push it in further than you think, was the only thing that I noticed. But other than that, no, I had no problem using another cable to charge it or using the purple cable. So
it charged with the other USB, but just the functionality, like the triggers didn't work, the analog sticks didn't work. It was very weird.
That is weird. So yeah, there's a 3.5 millimeter audio jack for wired headphones, clutch triggers, that's trademark, that are adjustable with a hair trigger mode. These triggers can be adjusted to 5 positional stops. I had to fiddle with this a few times to get where I wanted them, and then ended up in a game that proved me wrong. So I changed them again. And it's funny, it was the Matchbox Driving Adventures, and I think I was driving like a mail truck, and I was like, oh, the mail truck's just slow. No, it was my trigger stops. I still had like a stop to go. And then when I finally unlocked them, I was like, oh my gosh, this truck actually goes fast. Oh my goodness, this game is so much more playable now. This happened live on stream too, so of course I look like an idiot. But it was very easy to fix once I realized that there was further to go, and had fun playing with the triggers. And there reason why you might say you can do separately the triggers in different stops too. So you can do the left so that you don't hit reverse or brake too hard, which is a really nice feature in a racing game. Speaking of racing games. So that would be like a reason why you might have some positional stops to use those, and then you can do them separately on the left and right is pretty handy. This thing also has its own 500 megahertz processor to go with its proprietary upgradable firmware. There are 3 different control modules with a standard controller layouts. The left stick and the D-pad are reversible, so you can actually like flip those around in the housing, which is really cool. If you're just like really into using the D-pad, but you want it in that comfortable spot you're used to for the stick, like that's an easy thing to switch.
That's actually the main reason I got this controller in for the show, is because I'm once again a recent PS5 owner, but I just can't get used to the DualSense and the position of the analog sticks. So I was looking for a good modular controller, which led to me inquiring about this one. And, they sent us these, and I immediately flipped the PlayStation one to have an Xbox stick layout.
Nice.
And that's like winner chicken dinner for me. It's what I needed to play stuff on PlayStation again.
Nice. And this also comes with a 6-button fight pad layout for the right module. You can switch out modules also and replace them for $40 if you ever experience drift. They have the Hall Effect module pack that helps eliminate drift. They're also like pretty purple and a little bit different, at least for this version. High response elastomer membrane buttons and low damp micro switch for the fight pad module, and it boasts an input latency of 5 milliseconds. Other features, it comes with the Victrix Control Hub customization app that you can connect on PC to get the latest firmware, adjust all kinds of settings. You can remap buttons and paddles, you can invert Y on both sticks, calibrate sticks and test them for dead zones. You can adjust and mirror dead zones on your triggers or even swap them. You can perform diagnostics on your controller in any of the same categories. So pretty beefy little app. I didn't have to use it too much. I did some tests on a couple of things just to see how it worked, like the rumble settings and that sort of thing. You can adjust the audio settings for your wired headphones for things like mic monitoring, game and chat mix, and even different audio modes. It comes with a lifetime subscription for Dolby Atmos for spatial surround sound gaming. And that's something with the Xbox that when you plug in the controller for the first time, it tells you that as a pop-up on the screen. And you can go into your settings at any point under the Xbox sound settings, and you can change it to that because while you're using the controller, you've got that license. Again, you can adjust the rumble in the app. The Pro BFG has special tournament lock mode to prevent accidental presses of system buttons that can disqualify you during tournaments. So the Xbox Start, Select, and Share profile button inputs will be disabled. It requires you to simultaneously press 2 buttons on the controller to activate or deactivate this mode. There's
That's
also
a cool little feature.
Yeah, there's also a Capcom tournament rule set called SOCD, Simultaneous Opposing Cardinal Directions, where up plus down equals neutral. There's a quick toggle for that SOCD mode. Let's see, the back buttons are programmable. There's 4 back buttons, like the triggers, or the paddles, I mean, on an Elite. You've got 4 back buttons that are fully programmable. You can also fairly easily disable them individually to your preference. So you just, if you just want that one left button, to do, I don't know, A for you or something, you can do that. You've got a lot of options.
How customizable is it on Xbox? Because with the Elite controller, you can do almost anything with the buttons. I treat the Elite controller, the back buttons, I use one as a shift button that controls all the other buttons on my controller. I'll hold the shift button and then push one and it pulls up my achievements. Or I push another button and it mutes the TV. Or it loads YouTube TV. Or another one, it takes a screenshot. And I love how customizable it is on the Elite 2. The PS5 version of this controller, it was basically just you could map a face button to it or a trigger button to it. That's all you got.
Yeah, I didn't play with anything else like that. I didn't even know the Elite could do what you just said.
Yeah, the Elite 2 is fucking incredible with the fun things it can do with the shift mechanic. Yeah, I love it.
Well, I did not play around with any of that, so yeah. But you can create 3 custom mapping profiles. So you can change. There's a button on the back that it has 3 different colors, and basically once you get the buttons set the way you want to do them, you can decide to make an entirely different set or 3 of what those buttons do, and just change that one button to a different color, and then you've got a different, completely different setup for a different game, which I thought was pretty cool. I like the positions of the buttons. They felt really comfortable and easy to access. It comes with a case to hold all your stuff. Inside the cover is a mesh elastic pocket to hold your cable. Has a little Velcro strap to hold it in place so it doesn't move around. There are dense foam holders for all the accessories like the Fight Pad module, 2 extra style D-pads, extra sticks, 1 short and convex cap, and the other is a tall sniper stick. It has 2 octagonal gates that you can swap on the modules. I
don't know why you would use those gates, but if you like how the GameCube was with the 8 directional stops.
There may be a reason why someone would want that. I'm not sure what that is.
It'll ruin your day in Katamari, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I bet. But yeah, let's talk about the form and design of the controller. I got the black with purple accents. It's also available white with purple. Looks like neon. Some of the buttons are textured and look tactical to me. The Xbox button lights up purple. It's very pretty. I like purple. Purple's a good choice for me. Purple and black, even better. It's,
purple is perfection.
Right. It's made of high rigidity, high flexural strength ABS thermoplastic polymer. It feels sturdy. Even the cardboard box it came in feels sturdy.
Definitely a premium product.
Yeah. It's a similar shape and size to a standard Xbox controller. The start, select, and screenshot buttons are textured triangular shapes, and they are offset just so that they feel a little harder to get to than normal for my hands. It took me a little while to get used to that. The grip on the back feels textured about the same as a regular controller, but the front has a nice textured rubber that had me smelling the new tire smell. Note, I did not lick the controller, I just sniffed it a lot.
Yeah, you got to save the licking for Switch carts.
Yes, exactly. It weighs 10.5 ounces, which feels heavier than the average controller, weighs a tiny bit more than the Elite. But after an hour or so, it was not noticeable to me that it was heavy. The button presses felt natural, the sticks were tight. The fight pad buttons felt sturdy and great for smashing combos. I used it to play some Killer Instinct, which was very fun. Doing my instinct mode on the pad and sparing my fingers on the bumper and the trigger. The gates are changed. So you can do the octagonal gate I mentioned earlier. You have to remove the module and the plate, popping it off the back. I was actually terrified of breaking it, so I never changed the gate. But supposedly you're just able to pop it out. I tried a little bit, and then I was like, nope. Changing the D-pad was also challenging, and I was unable to pry the cover off to put the new ones on. So I feel like you said you had to pry yours open.
Yeah, I used a screwdriver to just lift under the edge and pop it up.
Yeah.
I would go around to each of the sides and nudge it up and take off the D-pad and replace it with the other ones they have. Which I use the traditional D-pad. I don't like the weird shaped D-pads that get included with these things. Just give me a normal up, down, left, right cross.
Yeah, I'm used to that. I don't mind the roundish one that comes on the Elite either, and there's one that kind of does something similar. I'm like, you can hear the zipper of the case here. I was going to take a look at it real quick. But yeah, they have a similar kind of version to that where you have like the standard cross, but it's got some nice rounded edges so you can get into that diagonal. And then there's another one that's just kind of like a rounded diamond. So it's completely just push in whatever direction you want. I'm pretty comfortable with the standard cross. That makes me happy. It also came with a little tool to remove your modules, and it's also purple. And like if ever I get rid of the control, I'm keeping the tool. I mean, like I don't know. It's purple. It's pretty. There should be more purple tools. So downsides for me. Big downside for me was the transmitter. If I already have a device with a transmitter, like say the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 headset that I reviewed last week, I may not have enough USB ports to do anything else, including using the controller in its wired form. It turns out I had exactly one port on the back left, and so I've actually had it plugged into the back. No, transmission delay, nothing, weird about that. So that's good. But I like the ability to have an easy sync controller on PC. As previously established, my cats will get in the way of anything with wires, so having a wired controller on the PC is like a bad idea for me. This was pretty easy to sync to my PC. Again, you're just holding down the Xbox button and the start button or the menu button for 4 seconds. Getting, the Bluetooth connector, find my device up for the first time. And then, you can just kind of switch back and forth from there, which is really nice. The location of the menu buttons, the start, select, and screenshot buttons felt weird even after a week of more of using this controller almost exclusively.
Yeah, they look kind of weird on the Xbox.
I like them. I like the texture. It's just the location. I go to quick hit the menu button and there's a blank space there, or I hit the screenshot button. So it took me a little while to just like negotiate with my brain. Like, note the buttons over here. The buttons over here. You can feel them. And it's just a matter of like, gotta go a little further to one direction than I thought. The width of the trigger button is increased over a regular controller, and that felt odd to me. I'm used to being able to wrap my finger around the trigger. I have shorter fingers, so for me that was a little bit weird, but boy, are they responsive under hair trigger mode. So responsive, I found myself cycling through the dashboard menu accidentally a lot. You cannot start the Xbox from the controller. You must turn the system on first.
Same thing on PlayStation. That's one of my big negatives. Like, my system's behind the TV, or at least it was. So I would have to like manually reach behind the TV and turn the system on, or use another controller so I can
that sucks.
use my controller.
So that's not a problem for me personally. I always manually press the button for my system because it's right underneath my monitor that I have to turn on manually anyway. So for me, that wasn't a deal breaker, but I could, see if, I had a different setup. If I was in the living room doing this further away, that might be a real pain in the butt. So yeah, that's why I noted it under the downsides. But did you have any other things you wanted to say about the PlayStation version before we get to the verdict?
Yeah, PlayStation is missing some notable features. It doesn't have the haptics or the impulse triggers. Doesn't have any rumble. Nothing. No rumble. No vroomby rumble at all. No gyro control. Meaning when I was playing Astrobot with this, and I got to a section where I needed to use my controller to hammer in nails, I couldn't. I was just stuck until I switched controllers and had to get past that part. Yeah. I think the layout's fantastic. The comfort is great. I don't use the back buttons because they don't do what I would like them to do. I know that they have a use for a lot of people out there, a lot of competitive players, shooter gamers are going to love the buttons, but I don't have a use for them, so I just disabled them. The cord issues that I mentioned were very weird in that it needed that specific cable to work properly on my computer, and my normal controller wouldn't work with that cable. So it's like I can only use that cable with that controller, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a very weird product. When I compare it to the Elite 2 is like head and shoulders above it because it does so much more that I need it to do. But on PlayStation, when I compare it to a DualSense, functionally, I have to give it to the DualSense because it's got those features that just aren't there on this one. For comfort and usability, this wins a million times over because I can have non-symmetrical analog sticks. And that's what I want on a PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
I wish it were natively wireless, like normal PlayStation controllers, so it would just like connect natively and turn on the system. But I'm happy with mine. I just don't know if I would drop 180 on
For the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, for me, I had exactly one USB slot left in my Xbox. That was hard to get to. The controller felt solid. I like the fight pad. Some of the modular parts were easy to change, others not so much. There's a lot of controller features to love if you're into esports. This feels like a good alternative to the Elite if you've been burned in the past and want to try another high-end controller. I feel like if you have the budget for this one and the desire to have control over your controller, I would say it's a buy it for me for Xbox.
180 on PlayStation for me is a try it. I would do more research to see if it has the features that you want it to have, or if like you need gyro control, this isn't going to work for you. If you want to play fighting games and RPGs, this is going to nail it for you.
Yeah.
Like I love the comfort. I love the layout. It's missing features on PlayStation, and I can't give it a buy it with it missing features like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But any other thoughts on the Xbox version? It sounds like the Xbox version is the one to get with this.
Yeah, I would say the Xbox version is the one to get. That new rubber smell has been really fun.
I would just like to say my wife would kill me so damn hard if I spent $180 on a video game controller. Like, I would just cease to exist immediately.
Yeah.
You could cease to exist anyways if you wanted.
I actually took the Elite 2 off my wish list. This is enough for me right now.
All right, well, moving on. Next game is Cat Rescue Story, developed by Tivola, published by Nacon, Released September 26th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, or $39.99. When you move into the house left to you by your great aunt, all you find is a cardboard box with a stray cat inside which needs your help. Your mission is to take care of it and rescue other cats along the way. Feed them and play with them until you can find them a new family to take them in. Wait, you're supposed to find houses for other cats? You don't just keep them all?
Correct.
Oh, we've been doing this wrong.
Yeah, Joe immediately doesn't like this game anymore, but...
Bri, tell us about Cat Rescue Story.
So the first thing you get to do is make your character before you open your very own cat rescue. There's a voice-acted intro. Most of the characters we interact with have voice acting as well. Our great aunt Olivia has left us the house, promising to tell us why soon enough. The art is cartoony and cute. There's a top-down view with 360-degree camera movement. We meet the neighbor Anna, who looks like a handy woman to have around. She's been checking up on the house while our aunt was away, or great aunt was away. We find a cat left for us at the door to adopt right away and learn how to pet them, already winning. You can name your cats, but they come with cute cat names already. Like, I don't know. They just come with cute names. Anna gives us some tools to renovate and decorate, but first we've got to feed the cat and get a litter box ready. As you take care of your cat, you learn personality traits and gain their trust. Then we meet the local veterinarian, Eric, and he teaches us how to groom our pets. There are different kinds of brushes for different types of dirt, like leaves, hair clumps, dust, and, sticker burrs, poop. I couldn't tell what it was. The vet also tells us that playing with the cats is super important, and I'm going to cry from the cute. We get toy mice for them to play with, and we have to help them by playing along in a mini game where we steer them through like little fish treats or toys and yarn balls to collect points. There's a timer, and there are also clocks to collect to extend your time to get all the required toy mice. And as you expand the house, you unlock more areas for the minigame, so it's not too repetitive.
Oh, so you get toy mice in the game. You know what we get? We get subs from Vlad Slavin.
Nice!
So Vlad, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your support. Enjoy the kitty cats. Like Cat Rescue Story.
Yeah. Once we build up our house enough, we can do small treatments on cats, like removing ticks and treating small injuries. And of course, we have to find forever homes for all these cuties, too. It helps to know their traits to place them with the best humans for the task. So we've got to play with them, we've got to pet them, we've got to care for all the kitties to get their levels up. You can't adopt them out until all their needs are met in 4 categories: food, play, grooming, and medical. So, good thing there is a pet store right across the street, because in order to do things like perform first aid and brush your cats, you have to buy kits. Don't forget the food and the litter. Once you adopt out some cats, you get hammer points to fix more of your house and some coins to buy supplies. Sometimes you get like little things where they donate stuff for doing little quests. The game is fast-paced if you allow it to be, or as slow as you want it to be. Constantly getting new cats at the door or in the stray hut where you can lure in strays with catnip. You also get in your little stray hut, you'll find like random animals in there sometimes, like turtles and raccoons and things that are also nibbling on your catnip. So then you have to like evict them from the stray huts so you can let more cats in. And then of course you also need to keep updating your house to allow for more cats. There's an ongoing story with the neighbor characters that spurs on the story, gives you more objectives, and they give you in-game rewards for completing tasks and achievements like coins, cat treats, and more. One of the bigger stories going on is that there's a rich lady trying to convince you to sell the house so she can continue gentrifying the neighborhood. We're going to keep the neighborhood as an awesome cat sanctuary, finding homes for all the kitties instead, thanks. The music is a little repetitive, but pleasant. The cat interactions are really tactile, from petting and brushing to pulling out thorns and ticks, which I feel is important for a sim like this. It also has a lengthy achievement list with some catty puns that reward you for doing a lot of repetitive tasks, like collecting all the fur types, even adopting 200 cats, and of course for finding the one perfect match of cat traits and prospective new human companion, which I did. Super proud.
GG.
Thanks. It's something I found was better to play in spurts because the game felt really repetitive. The main goal of the game, besides adopting cats out, is to complete the renovation of the house, which felt very large, so lots of content. You can also collar a cat and keep it as your companion, and they will follow you everywhere while you run your rescue and do your tasks.
Yay.
So when I finally got a male, I got a male all black cat. I named him Dirham, and I let him be my shadow, just like real life. And he's never getting adopted out, like never ever. I haven't seen any fluffy cats yet, which makes me sad because I totally want fluffy cats to rescue. But maybe there are some further on in the game. As you build the house, you get access to different areas, so you can put up more stray cat things. And the more stray cat shelters you build further out, the higher chance you have of getting rarer fur types, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a cute cat sim game with lots of things to keep you busy.
Clocks in at $40. Is that worth your time?
The price feels a little steep, but there is a ton of content if you want to pet and care for all the digital cats you could ever want. Some of the game feels a bit repetitive after a while. I would say buy this, but maybe wait for a sale.
Sounds good. Speaking of cats, I hear cats behind me, and I think they're growling and someone's causing trouble. Potato snoring. I can hear her over my headset.
Oh no.
That's insane. God. Anyway, next game to talk about is Cryptmaster, developed and published by Akupara Games, released October 3rd on Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5 for $24.99. Say anything in this bizarre dungeon adventure where words control everything. Fill in the blanks with text or voice to uncover lost abilities, embark on strange quests, solve mind-bending riddles. Can you conquer the crypt and uncover the mystery at the heart of Cryptmaster? Bri and Aki, both of you played this. Aki, you covered this originally on Steam a while back, didn't you?
Yep. Yes, I did.
How does it hold up on Xbox?
It's okay. I think personally, I prefer it on Steam just because it's easier to type on there than it is to do it on Xbox. But
well, tell us about
as
it.
one might expect.
I can if you want.
Okay, that works for me.
I've got plenty of notes. You start off with the choice to play this in real-time or turn-based, which is recommended, so I chose turn-based knowing I'd need to stop and take notes. You start the game meeting the Cryptmaster, who informs you you're dead. We also learn a little about the 4 dead heroes who'll be helping us on our journey to take the Cryptmaster back to the surface. They were the heroes who stopped an evil uprising nearly 2,000 years ago and now have been resurrected with barely any memory of their lives before, including their skills. You have Joro the warrior, Sin the assassin, Maz the bard, and Nyx the sea witch. This is part dungeon crawler, part puzzle game, where words mean everything. The Cryptmaster gives us a little tutorial about typing words. You have the option to use predictive text to help things move along faster, and let me just tell you, the predictive text is amazing, and you're totally going to use it. It'll also occasionally give you some clues about what to do. Once you type a word, once it shows up in your predictive text, making repeat usage easier. The art is all black and white, like pen and ink drawings, which is very detailed. There's like an interesting mixture of like 2D walls and 3D art in the middle of the environments. The voice acting for the Cryptmaster is fabulous. There's other great voice acting in this as well, but really the Cryptmaster is amazing.
He's perfection. I love him.
Yeah, and he's one of the devs, I think does the voice as well. So that's pretty cool. The movement in the game is on rails. It's like an old school dungeon crawler where you have what's essentially like corridors that you can move in and out of. You have some limited camera movement, but mostly you just turn back or back out of spaces in one of 4 directions, which was interesting as a point of nostalgia. When you open chests or kill enemies, you earn words that help you guess at your memory words. Memories can heal you, or more importantly, give you a new skill to use in combat. So you might type the word hit, H-I-T, and then anytime now Joro, the warrior, can use the word hit in combat. Sin gets jab for their first word. I think Maz gets yell, and I forget what the sea witch gets.
Sorry to interrupt, but that just reminded me of, do you remember the puzzle in Fable where you had to, like, figure out the name of like the statue, and like it turns out like you had the letters HITS, and of course it turns out that the name of the statue was Hits, but if you spelled shit, you'd immediately get attacked by all these monsters.
I do not remember that, but that sounds amazing.
It just reminded me of that, and I was just like, oh, that'd be amazing if you could spell shit, and then like he just flings poo everywhere.
Well, there are some opportunities for something similar I'll get to here further in my notes. Anytime you can type, except in combat, you can unlock your memories and skills. You even have, you can even heal yourself a little out of combat using the word soothe at the cost of some soul points. One of the tasks we need to do is fill up the soul stone with souls for the Cryptmaster. He's going to use it on the surface, and we've got to get it all powered up. You'll hear bugs on the wall, and you can type in their names and crunch, their soul points are yours. It affords you an opportunity there to type in more fighting words if you figured them out. So you basically have like this little grid at the bottom next to your heroes' names where certain letters will be filled in, and then you guess what the word is. It's really cool. In combat, you can use the on-screen typewriter to type in the skill words you've learned, like hit and jab and guard. Some fun ones like crabs. The Sea Witch drops crabs on the enemies. That's a fun one.
Oh, you beat me to the...
I did! You kind of have to memorize commands that are most useful in combat. The predictive text will help, which is great. And since you have an adventuring party, they all have cooldown timers on their skills, so you have to remember which skills go to which combatant. So if you take damage, you'll lose a letter off your name. When you do damage, you take a letter off the enemy's name. You can tell how much damage you're doing by how many letters they're dwindling down, which is very helpful, easy way to tell. When the enemy dies, you get to choose one or two letters. It'll help fill up your current memory blanks so you can guess what your words are. Different skills do different things, which is pretty cool too. Again, there's like a little way you can like press the menu button and it'll bring up what skills you've already learned and what memories you've learned, so you can kind of refresh yourself on the different words that you can use, which is nice. But like some of the skills do double damage if the enemy has P's in their name, for example. Besides typing words and dungeon crawling, there are also riddles to solve for big soul rewards, like this riddle. When someone stole all the lamps in my room, I may have looked glum, but how do you think I felt?
Dumb.
No.
Oh, well, I thought it was rhyming, so, you know.
Delighted. Someone stole all the lamps. You felt delighted.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go. All right, so there are also side quests that will help you puzzle your way through how to get to the next area. There are other creative ways that the letters you type are used, like to create potions at cauldrons. You use the bugs you've been collecting as ingredient letters to spell out the names of the potions. Like if you needed to make a love potion, you'd need to find bugs you've collected with the letters L, O, V, and E in them. There are also altars for the living that you can desecrate to use as healing spots for the deathly resurrected. You can smash them or pee on them, like I did. So you were talking about, writing shit at the statue. No, you can like pee. You could probably like shit on the thing too, and it would probably...
You can.
Desecrate it, yeah. I just used peeing. I don't know why that was the one that I came to, but yeah, I peed on all the altars, and that was how I got them to switch over to the death side. So then the altars he will heal you, and then they also act as save points. This is a really unique game.
Unique.
I know. I really enjoyed the dungeon crawling and the puzzle solving. The combat is a mental challenge that I enjoyed. The story is great. The voice acting is great. The art is wonderful. So, yeah.
Aki, any thoughts you want to chime in?
Yeah, there's a really fun little mechanic that apparently you didn't notice, because you're not me, I guess, which is fair. You can cuss whenever you want in the game. And eventually, the Cryptmaster gets real fucking tired of it. And he starts warning you, but you can keep doing it. And then he starts taking away your the soul points. And putting them, basically, it's a swear jar. And from that point forward, anytime you cuss, no matter what it is, you lose some soul points.
I saw an achievement about a swear jar and I had no idea. I figured it was something I was going to like come up against later, but apparently I was just being too clean with my words.
Yeah, I found
tip.
that out. That was one of my first achievements.
Of course it was.
Is that a sign that you're not dirty enough for this show?
Apparently.
Oh, we gotta work on you.
Well, fuck.
Exactly.
There you go.
The game's $25. What do you two think of it?
I mean, yeah, if you're looking for something different with some word-based puzzle challenge, I'd say buy it. This was fun.
Yeah, I think this is also a good one. Personally, I prefer it on Steam because I think it's easier. But yeah, go for it. Just don't play this version real time because that's gonna suck.
I didn't even try it in real time. But you can actually switch between them. Like when you load in your game, you can actually load in your same game in real time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at least on the Xbox version you can. But yeah, so you can just switch over to real time on your continue. I continued just turn-based because that was where I was at, taking notes and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, the big difference between them is the enemy's going to keep hitting you while you're trying to type.
Yeah, which is where that predictive text comes in handy. And of course, memorizing like your top like 2 things for each person is really helpful. So
yeah, Thimber saying another plus is that Stemage worked on the music for the game. I totally forgot he talked about that because I even have soundtrack on my computer ready to go. And I forgot that he worked on it. So I guess music this episode will play something from Cryptmaster.
There you go.
Oh yeah, one last thing about the abilities, because you brought those up again. Any of them other than like the very first one you get also take soul points.
Yes.
They don't take a ton, and it's really easy to max out to 999, but they do cost, and they start costing a lot, even when you get to the mid-tier ones. Like, they cost like 20 or something.
Yeah, I found the only one I really ended up using a fair amount was Soothe, because I wanted that like little bit of heal in between altars, and that I noticed was, eating up my points pretty much. That most of the other ones I was able to get away with, like your hit, jab, guard, crabs, yell, maybe a jostle here or there. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, moving on. Next game is To the Moon, developed by Freebird Games, polished by Serenity Forge, released October 8th on Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5 for $9.99. A story-driven experience about 2 doctors traversing backwards through a dying man's memories to artificially fulfill his last wish. Bri, what is To the Moon?
So get your tissues ready for the 16 pixel art beauty of a game. 16-bit pixel art beauty of a game. I forgot a word in there. Using special technology, Doctors Watts and Rosaline, who are quirky and argue like siblings, they offer a special service to those on the threshold of life and death, the ability to have a new life's memories to pass to the afterlife with. Johnny is the client. He's an old man on his deathbed. He wants to go to the moon, and we're going to give that to him. The first thing we need to do is learn about his life by exploring the house, finding images and information we can use to help build the scenario in the patient's head. To start off, we find a mysterious room in the basement with the help of the caretaker's children who live in the house. And inside are tons of origami rabbits. This manor also comes with a lighthouse, which holds yet more secrets to Johnny's life. He lost his wife River a couple years back and has barely spoken since. On the piano is a piece of music he wrote for her, the same song the children are playing on the piano when we come in. We've learned all we can, and it's time to hook up to the machine and get to work planting the desired wish into the client's memories to create this scenario that they desire to go to the moon. And it requires some like special headgear that our 2 doctors get to wear, as well as the client. And they do some hand-holding as we go back through the memories in gradual backward leaps. So we get to see Johnny's big life moments in reverse. And there are moments that are charming and funny to mix up the sad moments as our doctors try to send Johnny to the moon, which is really helpful. There's also some fun pop culture references. This game is set in the not-so-distant future, so it's fun to think that people are still like into Animorphs and Doctor Who. The soundtrack is beautiful and haunting with a mixture of strings and pianos. There's these image puzzles to solve in the machine that integrate mementos into the memory sequence. And that's like one of the big mechanics is these little puzzles From there, we need to find other objects of importance in the environment to help connect the mementos. And then these mementos connect to key memories in each age group that we jump backward through. I don't want to ruin the story if you're inclined to play through this emotional adventure, but just imagine the kinds of things one might have gone through in their life by the age of 80 or more. The decisions you've had to make, the turmoil, the joy. Imagine you get to relive all those significant moments in reverse, someone else's memories on top of that. So these doctors are like viewing his memories as he's reliving them while he's on his deathbed. You might have a good guess at the kind of story of loss and love that we're going to get. You might think it'll get happier as it goes in reverse, but it doesn't because all the details add up to the bigger picture. Sometimes knowing the joy makes the sad parts hit even harder. But I wouldn't say that this is a sad game, but it will absolutely tug on your heartstrings. So our doctors are piecing this together and bearing witness to all the bigger parts of this whole life without knowing why he wants to go to the moon, because even Johnny couldn't tell us that. And when we finally get to the bottom of his core memories, we implant the suggestion to go to the moon and watch as our changes unfold to fulfill his wish. Not without some snags along the way, of course. But yeah, this is part of a series of games I hope gets ported because it was really well done, and I want to know more about the kinds of cases these doctors can get into. I really can't tell you more about the story without ruining it. I really, really enjoyed this game.
Well, it's $10. Sounds like it's worth it.
It's 2 tissues and a buy it from me.
That worked. Just 2 tissues?
Just 2 tissues. I'm not a big crier, but I still cried.
What if you're a weenie? It's like a whole box of tissues?
I mean, if you're really paying attention to the story, like, man, there's like this one moment that they don't throw it in your face, but it hit me so hard. Man, it really hit hard. When you realize why one character is doing this one thing over and over again, and it's just like, oh, like bigger picture wise, that was I'm like about to cry over it right now.
How long is the game?
Let's see, to the moon. I'm thinking it's probably under 4 hours. If you're going for everything, I spent 6.5 hours with it. But I was also taking notes and, occasionally getting up and going to get tissues. So, it's not a super long game. It's a good reasonable chunk of story and puzzle. So yeah.
Bamacor is saying, be prepared to cry with To the Moon.
Yeah.
Right. Bri, you got one last game to talk about. That is Murder is Game Over Deal Killer. Developed by HitherYon Games, published by Ratalaika Games. Released September 27th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5 for $4.99. Join Detective Guy and his trusty sidekick Cleo, the clue-sniffing dog. They investigate the sudden and shocking death of a powerful video game publishing executive. Holed up inside an isolated alpine hotel during a treacherous blizzard, our detective must search for clues, interview suspects, solve the mystery, and bring the guilty party to justice. Can Guy and Cleo crack this chilling case, still find time to enjoy their vacation? Bri, tell us about it.
Well, this time I'm going to say it's the dog and the human detective that are on the trail of the murderer in the blizzard, because let's be honest, the dog is the star of the show. She finds all the big clues.
Obviously.
The human does all the talking stuff, right? And what a good dog she is. She deserves some treats, like the 35 bags we'll need to find as collectibles, or even some special poutine at the end if she does really good. So Murder Game Over Deal Killer is the third in the series to make it to consoles. I think it might just be the third one that they've got at all. And I love these games. I believe they're designed in RPG Maker with the look of an early 16-bit like JRPG. The music is familiar to the other games. The gameplay style is about the same, so you already kind of know what to expect if you've played the other 2 games. But each game has something a little bit different. Deal Killer is related to the first game, so minor spoilers. Huge game designer Russell Gallant was murdered, and because of that in the first game, that case, we have the CEO of his former employer, HackCorp, asking for help because he's receiving death threats on the eve of his big sale. So it's off to the Alps for a private Christmas party for the CEO's inner circle to celebrate the company buyout. But did he even write all of this letter, or is this a setup? Of course, the resort is believed to be haunted by the ghost called the White Lady. And when we finally arrive at the resort to a cold reception in the middle of a blizzard, the power goes out almost... Yeah, I know, right? And the power goes out almost immediately. And there is strange ghostly singing, and when the lights come back on, our client, Billy Kramer Sr., has been murdered. There are 8 suspects, including the hotel owner and an uninvited gate crasher that will all need investigating. We quickly discover that some of the guests are hiding something, and it's up to us to find evidence or gimmick that gets them talking honestly. So one of the things in this game is some costumes. Pretty cool mechanic. We can use Chloe to sniff out some clues and Guy to interrogate or is it Cleo? I totally don't even know now. It's Cleo, sorry. Cleo to sniff out all the clues and Guy to interrogate the suspects. I wrote something wrong in my notes. And when we're ready, we can reveal the real killer. It was really nice revisiting characters in the shared stories. The game felt a little shorter than the others, with less twists, but I still enjoyed it. Previous games have given you the opportunity to fail a bunch during the solve phase. This one actually has a bad ending fail scenario, which was nice. It sounds like the opposite of things, but yes. If you've been paying attention to all the answers, or if you've been paying attention, all the answers to this whodunit are pretty easy to solve. But yeah, I love the series and I hope they make more.
Oh, well, this one's $5. What are your thoughts?
I would say it's definitely a buy it.
Works for me. Any other thoughts on it?
Nope, I think I'm good. I like I said, I hope that they make more games because I enjoy playing them.
Awesome. All right, well, Bri, that is it for you. We will let you get going so you can get to your sailing. Any final thoughts, final words?
If you ever feel really alone, just remember that there are millions of bugs all around you. Have a good night, everybody.
See you, Bri.
God damn it. All right, next game, I Chew Chibi Edition, developed by OperaHouse Corporation, published by PQube, released October 3rd on the Switch for $29.99. Rhythm action visual novel idol adventure. Your time as a producer has come. Aspiring idols need guidance on their journey to fame, and only you can provide it. Jacob, how did you help the idols?
So this iChew game, I'm going to be honest, it was not one that I had specifically requested from Joe, believe it or not. But you know, I was valiant and took it on anyway. And essentially what you're like, so the description is accurate. It's a visual novel rhythm game, but it's also like not like resource, like it's a management sim too. And so what it is that there is this school for idols, which over in Asia, it's, I mean, it's not really that different from like our, like, you know, teen idols that we have here, except like, in this story, it's like a whole school that's set up, and you know, like these are going to be the next ones, and every single year there's like a new, or like every couple of years there's a new iteration of iChew, which is this boy band, and you can decide, like, do you want them to be cool? Do you want them to be mysterious? Do you want them to be pop and fun? Like, you get to decide the direction of the band and what band members are going to be in. And like you can even like decide what kind of lineups, like who's going to be the lead, who's going to be doing backup dancing. And then you go off and do all your performances, and that's where the rhythm-based action comes in. And it's pretty easy. I mean, it's like it has a setup similar to like Rock Band, except it's just 4 keys. So like left, down, and A and B. And you just have to hit them in the correct order and hold them. And, you know, sometimes you'll have to do double taps. And as this is all going on, you can watch your band. I mean, they're not really a band. They're your group, put on performances, and then you just move on to the next chapter. And as you do more performances, you unlock more to the story if you so choose, or you could just keep playing. And the music is, it's K-pop or J-pop. You kind of need to, this is a video game. I didn't have any issues with it, but it's definitely not it's just definitely not my cup of tea, but like it's well made. and it combines a lot of stuff effectively. It's tailored to a very specific kind of video game fan. I mean, as a rhythm game, it's good. As a visual novel, like, there was plenty going on with drama between different bandmates, because, you know, if you have certain types of bandmates mixing in with another type, like, you know, sometimes some of the cool guys won't like the pop guys. You know, things can get hectic there, but it's fun. Like, you could go really in depth with it if you want to, or you could just focus on the rhythm game aspect to it. But yeah, it's an odd title for sure.
Hey, well, it's a $30 game. Does it handle the melding of genres well enough to warrant a purchase?
Honestly, I would like, if this is like, as I said, this is tailored to a very specific kind of gamer, and for that kind of gamer, yes, totally. Like, it's a fine game. There's plenty to do. The voice acting's good. The music is catchy, but it's just not a game for everyone.
Yeah. So,
at the very least, I'd call it a try it. But honestly, I'd say it's a buy it. Like, if this is like your cup of tea, you know.
I have to give this one a go. It kind of turned me off only being on the Switch. If it were on PC, I think I'd have a better chance of playing it, or on PlayStation. I don't expect it to ever show up on Xbox, though. So I'm just trying to stay realistic.
I don't think it will. But yeah, I mean, when I was playing it on Switch, like, one of the nice things is that my hands didn't get tired while playing it, which is good. A nice change. So,
especially on a Switch game with rhythm mechanics, that's impressive.
Well, I keep in mind, I also have to have a special Switch controller. I can't
the Pro controller.
Is the Pro controller just set up like a normal game controller?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, I have to do that. I can't hold a normal Switch controller. My hands cramp up.
Or wiener. All right, next game to talk about, Master Detective Archives Rain Code Plus, developed and published by Spike Chunsoft, released October 1st on Series X and S, PS5, and PC for $59.99. The city of Rain is gripped by innumerable unsolved mysteries under the complete control of a mega corporation. Master detectives from around the world, each possessing unique powers, must rise to the challenge of uncovering the truth. With Shigami by his side, Yuma joins the investigation as a trainee of the detective agency. Aki, what is going on in Master Detective Archives Rain Code Plus?
Okay. In this, you play as an amnesiac. You're a young man. You wake up in the middle of a room filled with a bunch of shit. Not literal shit, metaphorical shit. Just so you know, Jacob. And you don't have any of your memories, and you find a ticket for the Amaterasu Express, I think is what it was. And, oh, it's about to leave. I better run. And then you find a whole bunch of master detectives, and apparently you're maybe one of them. Or maybe you're not. Who knows? You sure as shit don't. And you very quickly come across a ghost, basically. It is a death god that has attached themselves to you, and that is why you don't have your memories anymore. You made some sort of agreement to have them help you so you could become a detective. Woohoo! Great thing about this little death god is she's a dumbass. But she boobily bounces very breastily. So, and she makes that quite a point to... Hey, it's not just me. She makes a point of stating stuff like that herself. She's a pervert and she has a thing for your character. And your character somehow does not have a thing back for her. She's super cute. I don't get it. But yeah, she allows you to access the Mystery Labyrinth. Basically, anytime you're figuring out one of a multitude of mysteries in the game, you will find clues in the normal world by just walking around and interacting with things, everything you interact with, and I mean everything you interact with, including other people, will give you some detective points, because that's what detectives would do, and that those allow you to level up, and with that you can buy abilities and skills and equip them in the mystery dungeon. But while you're looking through all this stuff, you eventually get to a point in the game where she's like, okay, we're going to go into the mystery dungeon now. And you don't have a choice at that point. You're going. Just deal with it. Because you're her bitch. And she pulls you in, and this is a manifestation of the mystery that you're trying to solve. You use all the information you've gathered as a weapon to fight against enemies in it, and as well as coming up with new thoughts and things you find to also get through a few other puzzles as well. You can screw up, and if you screw up, you get a lot of damage, and that sucks, because you need to double S rank every last one of these dungeons for an achievement. So good luck, because that's it's not easy to do. I think the first I replayed the prologue because of that. I got like an A my first time, and I was like, oh, and then I got a double S. So it's not bad as long as you're good at it. So basically, this game is split between 3 different styles of gameplay. There's visual novel, which is every time they talk. There's the walking around and collecting evidence and investigating things and so on and so forth. And then there's the mystery dungeon, which has your puzzles and your combat. The puzzles generally revolve around the Shinigami, as she calls herself, the Death God. God, this is horrific. I can't believe I'm about to explain this. Basically, she grabs this barrel a la Donkey Kong, slams it into the ground, jumps into it, and you have to stab different letters on it as it spins to come up with whatever word you're looking for.
SHIT. Shit.
Not quite. If you have a limited amount of time to do this, and anytime you hit the wrong letter, sucks away time. If you hit all the right letters, then great. After you do, it explodes, sending her flying up in the air in a bikini, and she shoots a laser out of her mouth to destroy whatever objects in your way. So fucking weird. Everything about this game is so weird. And beyond that, that's one of the major puzzles you have, but you also have puzzles where you're flying down a pathway and then you have to make a quick choice of, there'll be a question, you have to answer it, and you're given usually 2 or 3 choices, and you have to click the right one or your character it basically dies and it restarts with less health until you fully die, and then you get to restart the entire dungeon all over again because you suck. But usually that has a whole bunch of options. You pick one and then you have to do that a few more times. But then there's also combat in these dungeons. There's not a lot. It's not like there's monsters everywhere for you to fight. Instead, there are individuals that typically are trying to screw with the investigation in the real world. There is an alternate version of them, which always comes out to be this really cool, kick-ass, punk rock alternative look to all of them that makes them look so fucking cool. And during these combats, you are given a couple solutions that you equip in your sword, and you have to choose which one you have equipped. And throughout the entire thing, basically you're dodging literal words, because they'll be stating fragments of statements, and you have to dodge around them. If they hit you, you get damaged. And eventually one of their statements is something that you can basically object to and give evidence for. Not all of them you actually have evidence against, so you have to find the correct one to hit with what you have on your person. So during this combat, you're doing this, and sometimes there's noise that shows up, which is basically like shut-ups and other things that are just meant to kind of your character's own lack of self-confidence, more or less. Or the other character's rudeness, basically, that can be noise that just gets in your way to make it a little harder for you to see what words are coming. And yeah, the combat's really fun. You have perfect dodges, which give you extra points at the end of the game, so you can screw up a little bit and still get a double S rank if you're lucky. And also destroying those... whatever the hell I was literally just talking about, because now my brain can't remember it. If you destroy those, you also get a little bit of bonuses as well at the end. They're not a lot. They're very small amount. So you really can't afford to screw up too badly, sadly. But yeah, it's really fun to get the perfects, which is pretty hard because you have to wait until the thing's almost going to hit you and then dodge. And depending on how wide the phrase that they sent at you is, determines how long you have before you have to jump. Because if it's really wide, you have to jump earlier to get past it, or else it's still going to clip you and hurt you. So it gets really hard, and I really like it, and I'm not that great at it, but it's so fun. I'm good at all the other parts of the game. I'm really bad at that.
The game as a whole, let's talk about the game as a whole. It is a $59.99 game. What are your thoughts on the price of it? Is it worth the content? Is the content worth the price? If I could talk, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I really enjoyed the game. This is looking to be like a 50-plus hour game so far. I think I've spent like 10 or 12 in it, and I'm not even halfway through the game yet. Yeah. So I really enjoy it. I like all the other characters that you have, because there's other master detectives that you can work with and also live kind of with, and they're individuals. We'll put it at that. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So I really like how your character interacts with them and stuff. So I think this is totally worth the buy. You get plenty of hours of gameplay, and everything's really funny, especially Shinigami. However, if there's a demo, and I think there might be a demo on Steam, maybe? I don't remember. I swear I saw a demo for this somewhere. If there's a demo, I would suggest playing that, because if you do not get along with Shinigami, you're not going to like the game, because she talks a lot. Constantly, almost. So, if you don't jive with her little pervy sense of humor, then you're not going to have a good time. But otherwise, yeah, I think this is totally a buy it. 100%. Cool.
All right, moving on. Next game is some DLC for the Riftbreaker, Heart of the Swamp. Developed and published by EXOR Studios, released September 24th on Series X and S and PS5 as DLC for the Riftbreaker for $9.99. The Riftbreaker is available for $29.99, or a complete edition for $49.99. The colonization mission on Galata 37 has taken Ashley and Mr. Riggs to various unique places on the planet. This time our heroes must venture into the fungal swamp, an extremely rich and diverse ecosystem centered around the great mushroom tree. Unfortunately, the balance of this beautiful biome is in danger. Parasitic species are wreaking havoc across the land. Jacob, what is going on in the Riftbreaker, Art of the Swamp.
So did we cover Riftbreaker before? Do you
Long
know?
time ago.
Okay. Like,
Very,
all right.
very long ago. Like the original game is like, I want to say
It's like 4 or 5 years old, I think. It's older. Like, because I was not familiar with this at all. So for
we
the
may have even
uninitiated,
done an interview like way back in the day, if I remember right.
oh gosh. So Riftbreaker,
2021, October 21. So this is 3 years now.
okay.
Yes.
So I wasn't familiar with it at all. And for the uninitiated, Riftbreaker is it's a mixture of like an action adventure game with real-time strategy components to it. So if you ever sat there playing StarCraft and you're like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to depend on other troops. I wish it was just me and I could control the guy just like slashing through the forest and stuff like that. Well, shit, this game is for you. And it is a very in-depth game. More than I was expecting, because Joe was like, oh, you want to do this? And I looked at the trailer and I was like, okay, I run around killing stuff and like I have to build up a base. Like I figured it was like some minor tower defense stuff. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Like that is a tutorial where if you are not doing everything ASAP as the game wants you to, like you could easily burn like 5 or 6 hours just in a tutorial alone if you're just like tinkering with everything and just deciding to mine everything to your heart's content. So the game is you exploring all these different biomes and stuff. And with Heart of the Swamp, it introduces, does anybody want to guess?
A swamp?
No, a desert, clearly.
Thank you, Aki. At least somebody has sense on this damn show. Jesus. Yeah, so it's a swamp biome. And
no.
I know. But
Is
what
it Shrek
is really
Swamp?
Get out of my swamp. That would actually have been great. But so what this does is that there is this new biome that you have to explore, and there are these parasitic creatures that are now coming out of the woodwork, literally and figuratively. And they are just constantly attacking, and you just have to constantly be building and like preparing to defend yourself, and but at the same time you also need to be exploring because you need to be researching and like studying the flora and fauna and like how can I use this to my benefit, and of course all of that kind of stuff as you're building new buildings and you're building the connectors to power the stuff, and like there is a lot going on in this game. And what's really neat is that because it's a swamp, I don't know how much either of you know about architecture, but how much could you build in the swamp?
Not much.
Not a lot.
You build sand castles and mud castles.
Mud castles, pretty much. Yeah. So there is actually not a lot of land for you to build on, and so you have to be really strategic about where you're putting stuff. But thankfully with this one, they also introduced some buildings that kind of like float in the air. But if they're floating up in the air, then defensively, they're not doing as so hot for you. And it's quite a bit. On the plus side, there are some new weapons for your mech to run around with. So there's like a plasma beam kind of thing. There's also a cluster bomb that you can go toss around, and pretty much it's just you have to decide what you're going to do with this wildlife. Are you just going to destroy the whole biome so you can prevent the parasite from taking over, or are you going to try to keep it alive while systematically taking out this parasite that's rearing its ugly head? there's a lot to this DLC. So if you were already a fan of Riftbreaker, this is going to be right up your alley. If you haven't played Riftbreaker, like I was before I, had to do this review, I'm going to warn you, there is a lot to this game. I honestly feel like it might be better played on PC than Xbox, although Xbox, I didn't have any issues navigating how to do stuff and moving throughout the biomes, but it's just there's a lot to this game, unexpectedly a lot. It's really well made, but holy crap, it's not just a simple it's just not a simple game at all. Don't be fooled.
Let's split this into two halves. The Riftbreaker itself is a $30 game. It is on sale this week for $18.
Absolutely.
DLC is $10 for each of the DLCs that are available. This one's $10. Your thoughts?
I didn't get to play the other DLCs. I mean, let me backtrack on this. I think it's definitely worth $10. And I didn't get a chance to get around to playing the other 2 DLC packs for this yet. However, other people who have sunk hundreds of hours into this game, they actually enjoyed Heart of the Swamp the most. So it seems like this is if you're gonna buy it and only get one of the DLC packs, then this seems to be the one to get. But honestly, there is a complete edition that you can also get. I think you said 50. That was 50. Yeah. Oh my God, I listened.
Amazing.
I know. I'm stunned.
Can't believe it.
Congratulations, you did the bare minimum.
Yay. I succeed where it counts.
No, you don't.
So anyway, for $50, yeah, this game's totally worth it. This is really well made. Just be prepared to, you're just not going to go outside for a while.
All right, sounds good. Moving on. Next up, Squirrel with a Gun, developed by DD Creations, published by Maximum Entertainment, released August 29th on Steam for $19.99. Going to be hitting Series X and S and PS5 next week. Squirrel meet Gun as the neighborhood's most obnoxious rodent develop a knack and maybe a love for crime and mayhem in the pursuit of golden acorns in this nutty sandbox shooter and puzzle platformer. Fight tooth, claw, and gun to escape a secret underground facility. Defeat the agents. Aki, tell us about your time with Squirrel and Squirrel's Gun.
Yeah. And Squirrel with a Gun, you play as a literal squirrel. And you really want them acorns. Them golden ones are the best. You run around a city, basically, to collect them, because they're all over the place. However, you have to be careful, because there's a bunch of secret agents who are basically run by father and mother. Why those are their names, I don't know, don't care. And they all have guns, and you are a squirrel, so I guess it's time to get you a gun and fight back. So the very first acorn you get is in this secret underground facility, and after you get it, a guy with a gun comes in and trips over something you pried up earlier, and you get a hold of his gun, and then you get to shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you run around and you get to carry their gun. Obviously, you do not have extra clips. You only have whatever's in the gun because you are a squirrel and this gun is your same size, or later on, significantly larger. With it, you are able to kill the shit out of people, which is really fun. You can also hold up civilians and make them basically wiggle around, kind of like Metal Gear Solid, and they will drop all of their nuts or their acorn over a small period of time. You can also choose
Jacob's
not
gonna
to
drop his nuts.
Oh, gross. You can also choose not to, hold them up, and some of them will come over and take pictures with you and then drop all of their acorns. But yeah, majority of this game is just solving little basic puzzles, mostly platforming, to get to these acorns. Sometimes you'll open a house and the floor is literally lava, so you have to jump around on things in the wall to get across the chasm to go get to some acorns. Other times you might have to, figure out a puzzle of, these people want their burgers, but the grill just isn't working. However, there is a leaking propane tank inside it.
You just blow the fucker up.
Yeah, and then you have to go, and then you have to go around and find the patties that also exploded all over the place and put it on each of these individuals' plates to make them happy to get yourself an acorn. Throughout this, you also have standard acorns that you pick up. As I stated, the wiggle, 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 and the people drop their acorns. These are all standard ones. You use these in order to unlock items around the map. Basically, you'll see these little weird squares that look holographic around, and they'll tell you, you need this many acorns, and sometimes this many golden acorns to unlock it. And usually what's in these is a gun. One of a multitude of guns. As you find more guns in the wild, you unlock more. Suddenly, poof, more of these holographic boxes show up that you can unlock. Some of them will also hold vehicles. There is a car one, which is the first one you get to see, as well as later on a quadcopter. And yeah, you get a handful of weapons. I think there's like 9, I believe, different weapons in here. They range from pistols, shotguns, Uzis, rocket launchers, and so on and so forth. You can use these to help you platform even, because obviously you're a squirrel. You're pretty lightweight, so you can jump up and then just shoot, and the gun will shoot towards the ground and propel you up further. Each one of these weapons will do it differently, obviously, because they have different amounts of bullets and obviously have different amounts of force behind them. Obviously, a 9mm pistol isn't going to shoot you up as far with any of their individual bullets as, I don't know, a rocket launcher will. So, it's all about just what you need done. And yeah, really all you're doing is looking for these golden acorns. That's it, really. You also not only unlock weapons and the couple of vehicles, you can also find occasional chests around that look like they're supposed to be for, like, tactical gear and stuff, for, like, scopes and shit like that you find in other games. But when you open those, they're new gear that you can equip to Squirrel. It can be anything from, like, an eye patch to bomb squad helmet to a pretty dress to a completely different skin, so you can change yourself from a standard looking squirrel to an Arctic squirrel to a black one to a red one. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. So yeah, most of these outfits don't change a lot about the actual game. Some of them do. Like, there is an entire bomb squad outfit. It makes you really slow, but it also makes you immune to explosives. There's not a lot of worry about explosives, but there is a little bit in one little section. So there's also, like, the pretty dress I mentioned earlier. It doesn't change anything about the game, but how the squirrel moves changes. It's just a visual thing. It doesn't do anything to the game, but it starts running around on just its bottom 2 legs, but it's really dainty with its arms out. Like, oh no! It's super cute. But yeah, there's all sorts of hats and stuff that you can equip to it. It's really cute. I thoroughly enjoyed playing with those. For no other reason than it was adorable. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of different areas you unlock. Each house has a handful of golden acorns in it. And at first, you really get kind of shit kicked with the amount of standard acorns that are around. But if you go around there, you can run through flowers and it rips them up. And sometimes there's acorns there. Or you can grab like vases and cups and stuff in houses and throw them against walls and they'll explode and there's some acorns in there. And all of this stuff, if you just leave that area, walk around, just do it in a different house or something, those will eventually respawn. So that's really nice. So you can just build up the amount because all of these things take hundreds of acorns to unlock. And it's not like, oh, I unlocked this pistol one, now all the pistols are unlocked throughout the map. No, it's this specific one. So either you can keep running back from wherever you are to this one, or you can unlock another one somewhere else. So, yeah. There's also a really fun mechanic. If you do enough damage to somebody, they go to one knee and you can perform a finisher. And there's 2 finishers for if you don't have weapons, and then there's one for every specific weapon, and they're hilarious. Like the pistol, which you're taught this right at the very beginning of the game, it lays back, shoots the gun to where the squirrel flies right in under his face, points it up at his face, and then just unleashes. And the whole clip right into this dude's head and chest.
Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah, it's hilarious. And after you use this, your clip is entirely full. So it's very useful. Headshots get you there a hell of a lot faster than shooting them anywhere else. So don't bother with nut shots, as funny as that can be. Just shoot them in the face and get yourself a new clip. Which is useful for some weapons, considering some weapons have only 2 bullets, or an occasional 1 bullet for, like, the rocket launcher. So don't damage them with that gun. Instead, just do the special attack with that, and they're all really funny. I thoroughly enjoyed all of them. And yeah, that's really all there is to the game, really.
Cool. Well, it clocks in right now at $19.99. I do want to discuss they have a roadmap of free updates planned. October, they're planning a photo mode as well as the console editions.
Nice.
December, they're looking at a new level called the Super Platforming Challenge, as well as a new rival, Squirrel. February, an outfit variety pack. So new clothes.
I am excited for that. Oh,
March,
that's gonna be great.
March is a gravity gun.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking cool. And then this one might be the most interesting sounding. In June, they're releasing something called Squirrel LGBT.
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to do with it, but Squirrel plus LGBT. Squirrel LGBT.
I wonder if it's going to be more outfits and maybe like a rainbow squirrel fur skin.
I hope they're fabulous.
They will be. There are fabulous designs already in here. Like, you know that those wide-brimmed hats that women wore back in, like, I don't know, in ye olden days. Like you would expect Lady Dimitrescu from, Resident Evil 8 to wear, like one of them. Like, you can get one of those, and it is so good looking. Oh my god, it's so fabulous on the squirrel, and I love it. I wore that in a tux almost the entire time, because there was a little white tux, and they worked together so fabulously. Oh, I love it. I'm reinstalling this game. I didn't realize the free stuff was going to be quite that soon, so I can't wait until I get home from my grandparents' house in late February, early March, and I'm going to play all of this, and I will update everybody on each one of these.
Sounds good. So $20 your verdict on Squirrel with a Gun.
Oh, hell yes, go play this. This is super fun.
Right, sounds good. Next up, Mimi the Cat, New Friends, developed by Wisebox Studios, published by AFIL Games, released October 9th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, and Microsoft Store for $4.99. It is a separate purchase on console and PC, so keep that in mind. If you're an Xbox gamer, you could get the PC stack. In Mimi the Cat, New Friends, you'll embark on a charming journey with Mimi, a delightful cat who loves puzzles and making new friends. Your mission is to help Mimi navigate through a variety of fun and challenging levels, moving, climbing, and stacking boxes to find her way to new friends and cozy spots. My niece calls my sister Mimi, so that's all I could think about with this game is my sister. So, Jacob.
I know your sister, and frankly, I can't see her hopping all over a house like this cat, so
Yeah. I can't see her hopping around like a cat either, but tell us about my sister, the cat.
So, Mimi the Cat is a puzzle game where you are controlling this cat who has to get from point A to point B, and point B is a cat bed. And you have like a limited space that you can move in, and you have to get past certain obstacles. And by certain obstacles, I mean boxes. It's cardboard boxes, which can be moved, and sometimes they can also be stacked, or it's wooden boxes, which cannot be moved, more like crates, really. However, you can stack a cardboard box on top of a crate, if need be. And it's pretty much just moving boxes until you can get a clear path to your bed. I'm not gonna lie, like it's not a particularly challenging game. It really wasn't up until about level 25 that I had to hit restart on any of them, and I'm not gonna lie, like this is a budget title. It's $5. The graphics are not great. They look like the 3D models are, it's just, there's not a lot to it. You're essentially getting this game to get the 2,000 achievement points for $5. It's not a particularly mentally taxing game. Honestly, there were maybe about 3 levels total that I had to restart multiple times just because I had to figure out where exactly it wanted me to have the box. And there is a hint system within it. However, the hint is here's where the box needs to be. And it's like, whoa, no way. The box has to be right in front of the cat bed? You don't say. It was the least helpful hint system I think I've ever seen. But yeah, it's not offensively bad. It's just here's $5. Now go take your 2,000 gamer points and go away, kind of thing. You'll play this for an hour and then never fire it up again.
I mean, let's be fair. There's a lot of games like that these days.
It's true there are, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. AFIL games, their Survivor games have always continued to impress me, and so I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe they'll somehow turn the genre on its head with this one. No, it's just a puzzle game.
Well, it's $5. What's your verdict?
If you're after achievements, then buy it. If you're not, then there are better puzzle games out there.
All right. Well, we got one final game to talk about tonight, and we're going to Kids Corner. George, take it away.
Kids Corner with Jacob and friends.
It's so cute. SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game. Developed by PHL Collective, published by Outright Games. Released October 4th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC for $39.99. Patrick fans, your time has come. Bikini Bottom is your open world playground, so become the star of the show. Put your silliest ideas into action. Enjoy the physics-based chaos that unfolds all around you. Jacob, tell us about your time with SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game.
So the Patrick Star game is a fairly interesting title in of itself. And if you're familiar with Goat Simulator, it's pretty much Goat Simulator, but with Patrick. So you can run around Bikini Bottom and a couple of the other locations from the show, and it's pretty much you're just doing all these various missions that characters want you to do, but all the missions are really just like they're going to introduce you to different mini games. Like there is one of my favorite was honestly just going through the dump and having to pull out all of these like little treasure chests, but you also had to operate a crane, and if you pulled out the correct thing, you ended up also unlocking a pinball game within it that had Patrick as the ball. And at the same time, much like Goat Simulator, like with the physics going as awry as they do, this game is no stranger to that kind of level of glitching and like just physics going nuts. So the pinball area was actually also one of the areas where I discovered like a huge glitch, although they're like, oh, well, so pretty much what happens is that like when you shoot Patrick out of like when you use the plunger, you have to be very careful as to how much pressure you apply. Otherwise, he will just he'll just round up the top of it and then just get stuck in the upper left-hand corner. Now, Outright did say, like, oh, well, if you move the left stick, you can move them, and get them unstuck that way. But the game's instructions don't actually tell you that. Like, it's just like, here's the controls for the pinball. Moving the ball isn't listed on there. And honestly, it's a pretty fair, it's a pretty fun little table for what it is. But yeah, you can easily cheese one of the achievements with by exploiting that glitch. So I don't know if that was intentional. That was something I thought needed to be fixed. But then there's other stuff too. If you want to help Sandy spray down all of these buildings after they got covered in jellyfish jelly, then you could do that. So it has its own little mini power wash simulator in there. You could do boat races with Mrs. Puff's school, which is its own little car racing mechanic. And I'm not going to lie, that was kind of fun as I was trying to discover where I could and couldn't go during races, and also just trying to beat the other AI racers in that. There are activities to do. You can paint, you can make little sculptures within the college area. There's sports stuff to do. There's a lot of it's trying to find X number of items, but honestly, there's a lot to do in this game. And also, if you're a big fan of SpongeBob, there's also a lot of references to the early episodes. It's possible to drive a boulder in the game, just like the Pioneers did, which was a reference to some of the early episodes and some of the stuff that people will shout in the background. But a lot of the fun of this game is just trying to figure out where exactly you can put Patrick and where you can't, and how you can mix things together to just create all sorts of physics-based fun. Did you know you could sit in a cardboard box and drive it? Well, of course you can. And then on top of it, if you've got the power wash thing attached to yourself at the time, you can use that power wash thing to help propel you all over Bikini Bottom. And when I say all over Bikini Bottom, I literally mean you are flying all over the map. And it's just, it's just like, it's wild. The voice acting gets a little, like the background characters, like you keep hearing the same phrases over and over again. But at the same time, like for a kid's title, this is pretty fun, as glitchy as it can be at times.
I mean, but it's kind of the charm in Goat Sim is Goat Simulator.
Well, yeah.
So because seeing some glitchiness in this kind of makes sense.
It does, but at the same time, like there's times when like the glitchiness causes like a slowdown with his movements, which then it's just like, okay, do I need to like restart the game, or like can I work my way out of this? And then it's like you're fiddling with Patrick, like trying to get him to like roll all over, Bikini Bottom, just so like you can get him past this like one thing. But yeah, like I had a lot of fun with this, like unexpectedly. I was expecting this to just be like some rinky-dink licensed platformer, and this was a lot of fun.
PHL Collective does some pretty good stuff, so it's good to see that they have another good one under their belt. They also did DC Justice League Cosmic Chaos, I think it was.
Okay, yeah, that was a fun title. That was also like surprisingly in depth to that.
They did Ben 10 Power Trip.
That game. Oh, that was another good one. That was really solid too. I still play that every once in a while.
Addams Family Mansion Mayhem. There's another one they did.
That one was okay.
So they got some good stuff under their belt. This one clocks in at $40. What's your thoughts?
In terms of kids games, I think that's totally worth it. If you're an adult, I mean, you might err more towards Goat Simulator, but honestly, like this is a definite, pick it up if it's on sale for adults without kids, or adults who aren't big fans of SpongeBob but still like this kind of stuff. But if you've got kids, yeah, $40 is totally worth it.
Cool beans. All right, that is it for this episode. We made it to the end of the show. Thanks to you two for being here, hanging out the whole time. Thanks to Bri for coming on, doing her reviews as well. Music this episode, we're going to play a song off the Cryptmaster soundtrack from Surasshu and our good friend Stemage playing guitar on it. That's it. We're done. Does anyone have any final words to end it?
Woo!
It just a woo.
I mean, that's all I really can say because it's still probably like the kids portion.
Yeah, until the end of the show.
Well, yeah. So I'm
that's why Aki's not saying anything right now. He knows.
I know.
I have 43 Gunpla in my backlog to build.
I should just
seems like a lot
of that.
Do it.
That would be
It's so filthy.